This Sunday, 3 p.m, ABC One, we're going to bring you all of the SANFL action live for the preliminary final at Football Park. West Adelaide taking on North Adelaide, and Ben Knight's teams coming in with contrasting form lines.
Absolutely. We saw West Adelaide really get touched up quite badly by Nord last week. They were quite disappointing. They also look as though they're very sore, and they need a few blokes back, and they certainly were missing a few against Nord, so they might get them. But contrasting, as you said, because North Adelaide, on the other hand, their last 2 weeks have been excellent. They finished the season really poorly, losing 5 in a row, Chris, but the way they've finished out both of the games in the first two finals they've played, it's quite daunting for West Adelaide perhaps this week.
Roosters certainly up and about. The way in which they finished all over the top of the Eagles after being well down at halftime by 25 points, it was very impressive, and you've sort of got to wonder West Adelaide would have been looking at that with a degree of nerves.
Yeah, absolutely, and the fact that they can run out the game strongly, they've been touted as having a very good fitness base all year. Maybe surprisingly so, they were quite off their game for those 5 weeks, but earlier in the season, they were probably up there with Nord in terms of flag favourites, and they now are perhaps showing some of that form that warranted that earlier in the season.
We talked about physical damage there for West Adelaide, a bit of psychological damage, I suppose, also. But this week, they know they're not playing Nord. Does that give them an extra degree of confidence?
Well, we know West Adelaide have got a pretty poor record against Nord, as do quite a few clubs, but yeah, the fact they've lost 12 out of the last 13, they'll be very happy they're not playing Nord, but as we know, they're going to have to play them the following week if they can get past North Adelaide this week.
So would it be fair to say that you would be tipping North Adelaide in this one, Nida?
No, not necessarily. Look, certainly North Adelaide would probably go in favourites, hot favourites. They look as though they got to run the legs, but I think West Adelaide might bounce back.
So Sunday, 3 p.m, ABC One. It's all the preliminary final action, West Adelaide versus North Adelaide. We're also going to bring you all of the under-18 action from the first 2 weeks of finals. ABC One, your home of SANFL, all the action this Sunday, 3 p.m. The prelim final, West Adelaide versus North Adelaide at Football Park.